Hi everyone and welcome back to some more F1 2019 here on this channel. This is part number 13 of my career walkthrough. Now in today's episode we've got the Hungarian Grand Prix, a circuit that I don't know very well, and we have got a dry qualifying, but we've got a race that may have some rain at the end. That's very interesting. So let's get straight into qualifying and do some free practice and get some practice around the circuits. The car is holding up okay. Yep, let's get straight into it, so here we go.
We hope you're looking forward to today's qualifying in Hungary as much as we are. We think it's going to be a cracker. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction. And over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong, and that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
Right, so here we go with our qualifying lap. Let's see if we can please the team and try and get a top 8 position on the grid. Right, slow it down. Now, we really did struggle in that free practice. Mainly just done the development tests, and I wasn't really anywhere near some of the faster cars. I just think this car really lacks so much downforce and it doesn't suit this circuit. Now you do find some circuits this car feels fast around, but this one, at this current stage, it's not very quick around here, so I think we're going to struggle to get near the top, but as long as, like I said, if we get in the top 8, I will be happy with that. Also, like I said at the start of the career, once I've done season 1 and I've got used to the game, oh god, I almost lost the front, I will turn the driver line. I'm just trying to get used to the game, get used to the circuits, because I don't race around a lot of these circuits. On a lot of the other racing games it doesn't have all the GP circuits, so please give me a chance, and I will try and change up the camera views as well. So, but I have noticed a lot of even the bigger racing YouTubers that do F1 like Arava, they race in the same camera view, so I'm not really doing anything different, maybe just a driver line and the fact I'm not as quick as they are. Right, that is not a bad last corner. Is that going to get us a decent spot? Ooh, we're in first at the moment, but there's still plenty of time this session, so that is definitely going to change. Right, let's go on one more lap. Can we get a faster time? At the moment we're sitting in P3, but there's over 4 minutes to go, so anything can change, and I'm pretty sure the Mercedes will bang in a couple of fast laps in a minute, and probably maybe the Ferraris. Verstappen is sitting in just behind us at the moment, so the Red Bulls seem to be pretty decent round here as well, but we will see. Let's see if we can just concentrate on putting a faster time. Oh, carrying a lot of speed through there, and this car doesn't really like the curbs, so I'm going to have to be careful. Now, I still haven't decided on my pit strategy. Well, we're going to have rain towards the end, so I'm just going to have to judge it. I think the fact that you do ride a lot of curbs around the circuit, I might have to do a 2-stop if it starts raining towards the end. But then I don't know how hard the rain's going to be, so we're just going to have to judge it on that and what the other cars do. But as long as we get a top 5, I mean, we've had 2 wins in the last 2 races, which is insane. So I've sort of like set out a standard, and now I've got to try and keep it up, but it's not going to be easy around here. Right, final corner, and I've pushed as much as I can, and I really haven't sped up that much. Oh god, that really wasn't that much quicker, but I think that is about it.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race.
So we qualified in 5th in the end, which is not bad. I will take that. And Verstappen put in a faster lap, but look how fast Hamilton and Bottas. That Mercedes is literally OP, and it's going to be very, very hard to get anywhere near them in the race. But anyway, let's get straight into the race. keep our fingers crossed and battle all the way. So here we go.
We've seen some astonishing Grand Prix here over the years, haven't we? The drama of 2015 is a recent example. Jenson Button's first win on a wet track in 2006, or in 1997, Damon Hill's heartbreak in the Arrows after a late gearbox failure cost him what would have been the team's only ever victory. What a wonderful place this is to come racing today. We're northeast of Budapest for the race today at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Now, we probably ought to start by discussing Pierre Gasly. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Carlson, Sebastian Vettel and Leclerc, Perez, Ricciardo, Butler and Lando Norris, Albon, Raikkonen, Pierre Gasly and Russell, Kubica, Weber, Daniel Kvyat and Carlos Sainz. Grosjean and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid, and with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Right, so here we go with the Hungarian Grand Prix from fourth on the grid. Can we get a good start? So we get 5 red lights and we are away. Right, that wasn't a bad start. Bit of wheel spin. And here comes the Ferraris. We've got Vettel coming down the left side, and I think we've got Leclerc coming up behind us, but we managed to get to that corner okay, battling with the Ferrari into that first turn, and that was not too bad. So we've managed to hold our position in behind Verstappen, and you watch those Mercedes go. They are just literally going to disappear in the distance, but I'm going to try and stay with them as long as we can. Now, some of the parts on our car are getting a little bit worn, so we're going to have to be aware of that during the race. So let's just try and stick with the Red Bull in front of us, and these tyres should last a little bit longer. So we've just upped, I think we go in lap 6 I think for our pit, and then we will come out on the mediums, but I'm not sure how hard the rain's going to be, whether we're going to have to come in and put wets on. Really struggling to hold it into the turns at the moment, just trying to push it all the way. We've just lost a little bit of ground, and we've got to be a little bit careful because we've got 2 hot Ferraris behind us which are really on the pace at the moment. So we've got Leclerc and Vettel. Let's try and get turned in. It's not too bad. And final corner of the first lap, and we're within slipstream. Can we just get a little bit closer to Verstappen before we go into the second lap? And we're not going to get too close. Let's see how fast it gets around this first corner. That's a tricky corner. It's not too bad. We've managed to close in again. Just got to stay with him, but it looks like is it Hamilton that's leading? I think it's, yes, it's Hamilton that's leading, and he's starting to pull away from Bottas. So I was expecting that. So it looks like he's just going to disappear in the distance, and it may be a very comfortable race, and we're sticking with these 2. Now, if we could get on the podium, that would be awesome, but it's going to be a real challenge.
Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control.
Oh God, now we've got a problem with our car. Is it going to hold up? This is not good news. Right, so we go into for our pit stop on lap 5, well, the end of lap 5. The tyres were literally completely shot to pieces. I mean, I ran in the rich mix for a little bit longer because I put extra fuel in, Maybe that wasn't the best idea. It really did struggle. I just could not get past Verstappen, but I managed to stay with him, and that is the most positive news of it all, because if we can get a couple of good laps in on the mediums, when they come in from pits, we might be able to jump in front. But let's see if we can get some decent laps in first. We've got to try and get through some traffic. So who's in front of us now? And I'm going to just change it to the intermediates, ready for when I need to come in. We've had some info saying that we're due some rain in about 10 minutes. So I've got no idea whether that's going to come in on the last lap or whether it's going to come in before. So we're just going to have to keep an eye out for the spots of rain. Because if we really chew these tyres up when that rain comes in, we're going to struggle. Oh God, need to get some heat in these tyres. They're not feeling as good as the softs at the moment. Let's just try and get some heat. Oh my, really struggling to hold this car on the circuit. Let's just catch up with these cars in front. So who's in front of us? Giovinazzi and our teammate Grosjean. So he's not having the best of races. He's right at the back of the field. And he didn't I think he qualified right down the bottom as well. So not the greatest for our teammates, but as long as we keep on banging in some decent results, we're keeping the team happy. And, you might actually see some driver transfers. You might see him getting chucked out the team. Right, so we go into lap 7.
0.6 seconds.
Let's see if we can overtake. Oh, someone's just come out of the pits. Who was that? Didn't see who it was. It might have been Verstappen, was it? Or was it... Oh, Leclerc's come out in behind us. So yes, it is. So we need to stick with these and try and get through this traffic, because otherwise we're going to lose ground. Oh, get out of the way! Oh, Giovinazzi blocked us off there. A bit too aggressive there. We don't want to be losing a front wing or anything. So let's just back off a bit. It's really hard to overtake on this circuit. There's only a couple of areas, and it looks like, oh, look at that. Verstappen's just literally, he's getting through the field really easily. And there he goes, he takes another place. Oh, little git. So that's, well, that's still, we might still be in P4 once everyone's pitted. So we still haven't hopefully lost a place, but I wanted to come out a little bit closer to him. And with all this traffic, it's giving him more of an advantage. Just try and hold it. Come on. And there goes our teammate into the pits. Right, let's get past Giovinazzi. We should be able to get on the DRS zone. We should be able to get past him.
Roman is in for a stop.
Where is he going to go? Is he going to go on the inside? That's down the outside. Let's see if we can just come a little bit wide around this turn and over the curb. But we've made the pass, so we've passed him and we've got Verstappen in our sights. And it looks like he's trying to get past another slow car in front. I say slow because they're still on the softs.
Okay, be careful on those slicks. These conditions are making the line a bit greasy, but we're still nowhere near the changeover point.
Well, I'm trusting your judgment on that one, but yeah, it's not feeling great. Let's keep it tight. Oh, struggling in that corner, so we're going to have to be a little bit more aware that yeah, the track is a little bit greasy. We're not going to be able to stop the car as quick. But we're still trying as hard as we can to push to catch up with Verstappen in front, but we don't want to lose our position trying to catch him up. So if we finish in 4th, that wouldn't be a bad result, but I feel like this rain is going to get harder. So it's just about thinking that maybe going on to the intermediates will not be a bad idea if the rain gets harder, but you've got to listen to your team, and they're saying that to stay on these tyres as long as possible, so that's what I'm going to try and do. So if we can close in on these two in front, that would be awesome, but they're going to be struggling as well. It's down, really struggling to get through these turns at speed. Got to be careful on these curves. I think my mediums might be a little bit more worn than theirs, because I went in maybe a lap or so, 2 laps quicker. Really, yeah, really struggling to hold it through there now. Just don't have the grip in these conditions, and the rain is definitely getting harder. careful. Really finding that that rear is sliding around a bit. Again, just trying to push it as much as I can through the turn, and we've really dropped off the pace. Just don't seem to have enough to catch up with the two in front, I don't think, but I'm just going to keep on pushing as hard as I can.
It's not a perfect situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
They reckon that still these tyres are okay. I don't see it. I just don't see us being able to last the rest of the race in these conditions if it just carries on going like this. And I've heard that the rain is going to get harder. Going to get heavy rain right at the end. I don't know whether that'll be on the last lap, but I just feel that we may need to change the tyres. But I'm waiting to see one of the other cars go into the pits. Ooh, that was a risk through there. But we are catching up with Verstappen, so he's either got a problem or he is really struggling in these conditions. So let's see if we can just get a little bit slipstream, because that will put us in a podium position. Let's just catch him. Ooh, don't do that. I braked a little bit too late there, almost ran straight into him. Right, we're getting... Yeah, he is struggling. I think he's got a problem with his car. I really do. Right, so let's get his slipstream. And in the DRS zone. And we have taken him, so we're into P3.
Good job.
This is amazing. But we've still got a long way to go. 4 laps. And the rain is still falling. Anything can happen. And it's going to get very tough into the final laps if the rain comes in a lot harder. I think I'm going to just make a judgment call. The team has said if I've still got the pace in these conditions, stay out on these tyres, but if not, come in and pit. I'm going to go in and pit. I'm really struggling now, and I think if I stay out on these tyres for any longer, I'm going to crash and I could completely ruin my race. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to lose places, but sometimes you have to make a judgment call, and that is the call I'm going to make. Let's just try and go in the pits, on the grass. Just can't steer in these conditions at all. I think it doesn't help that my tyres are completely worn to bits as well. So it looks like we're going to do the last few laps on the intermediates, and I'm hoping that the others come in. I haven't heard of anyone come in to change the tyres. They haven't given me any messages like that. And oh damn, we've lost all down to P8. We've lost a few positions, but if they're still on the mediums, we might be able to catch them back up. We've got we're on the 16th lap, so we have got a few laps to try. I've just got to push, and hopefully I have now got a little bit more grip. Right, so we've caught up Norris. So let's just hold it. I definitely do have more grip than the guys still on the mediums, so I've got to take advantage of this. And now we've only got 2 laps to go. Can we make up a few positions? And there's a car not in front of Norris, and we should be able to latch on there. Definitely got more grip, and down the inside, and we're into P7. So we've managed to make up one of those places we lost by going in and putting the intermediates on, and we got Perez in front of us. So let's see if we can latch onto him. And look, we've got so much more grip in these conditions, and we're catching up really quickly. They just can't do it. They can't hold the speed with those mediums. And look, that's an easy overtake, and we're into P6. But let's have a look on the track map. How far away is the next position? Be careful, almost went a little bit too quick into that turn. Let's be careful, because it still is treacherous conditions. The rain is getting so much harder. How the other cars are staying. Oh my god, the rear almost lost it then. Got to be careful. I don't want to throw this away. We're up to P6, and this would be an awesome position to finish in, but I can see another 2 cars not too far away, and we're coming towards the end of lap 17. Then we've got 1 more lap to go, and it's Vettel. Oh, Vettel's in front of us, and who's in front of him? I think that's... Oh, it's Verstappen. Oh my dear Lord, this is insane. We should absolutely blitz these two. They're still on the mediums. We're on the intermediates around the corner. Yes, we've got so much more speed. We should just bomb past them. See you later. Should have changed the tyres. Can we take Verstappen before we get into that slow corner? He's just moving over. Slow it down. No, 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 no. Oh, we went in there a little bit too quickly. We should be able to get back onto the circuit. Yes, we've managed to take the position. Cotti almost went straight off and crashed the car there, but we're up to P4, and who's in front of us? Oh, it's the other Ferrari, Leclerc. Can we actually finish in a podium position? Again, he's on the mediums and is probably struggling, and we have got bags of pace with these tyres on compared to them, so we should be able to catch them. I've got no idea how far. It looks like Bottas and Hamilton are a little bit too far away, but we should be able to take the Ferrari as we come into this turn. Look at him, he's really struggling. We should be able to squeeze past before we get to the chicane. Yes, and we're into a podium position, P3. What a good strategy this was. I knew changing the tyres would be a risk, but it's come out and has actually worked. We went in P3, and now we should finish in P3. Oh, what a turnaround this has been. And sometimes you just got to take the risk. Coming towards the end. Let's not throw it away here. Why didn't anyone else change the tyres? Well, I've got no idea how Bottas and Hamilton have managed to maintain the pace on the mediums. That is absolutely insane because the conditions are really, really bad, even for the intermediates. But we're going to come in third place, so we're on the podium for the third race running. What a race. Now that is sometimes better than winning. What a turnaround that was. Fantastic.
Yet another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy and to stay out of trouble.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Carlos Sainz certainly wasn't someone to scoff about. His ability to follow race strategies throughout with pinpoint precision has to be commended.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
What a fantastic result, and what a call that was to go on the intermediates, and it worked out fine. Right, let's have a look at the standings, and we've moved ahead of Leclerc in the Ferrari. Can you believe that? That's not going to go down well, and we're not far behind Verstappen. Really, really moving forward, which is fantastic. Right, let's have a look at the rivalry breakdown, and we've got a new rival. We did have Devon Butler, but I think that ran out. I don't think they stay a rival for that entire season. Now we've got Gasly, and again, we came out on top on both of them. We really did have a good race today, which is good, so we're keeping the team happy.
Great
and
this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium.
Start contract negotiations. Right, let's ask for a little bit more, shall we? Let's keep that the same. Keep that the same. Let's not change that, but let's go with the perks. Let's try and get a few more perks, because we've been winning races. We've won 2 races and we finished 3rd. So let's just ask for a little bit more. I'm not going to push it. If we can get some more good races in and some good results, then we may just see if we can really take the piss on some of the perks. But let's just up it a little bit to what we had last time and see if they take that. And here we go. Let's see if they take this one.
All right. The terms
Well,
are
there you go.
All that's left is to sign the paperwork. You'll be on this new deal
Yep,
from the next
thank you
race.
very much. I will take that. So we're going to get some more perks, which is always going to help. Well, there you go, guys. That is the end of the episode. I really enjoyed it today, and really had to push ourselves through that, because at first I thought we wouldn't catch once we went in, but it worked out in the end, and that's just one of those risks you take. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and it looks like in the next race we're going to take some penalties because the car is starting to fall to bits, but it's just one of those things. See you soon.